Oh my god, the government is about to charge us 200% tax on petrol and diesel. What the hell? Well, actually they've been doing it for a while. You've just been conned into thinking you're only paying like, I don't know, 66% or something. But let's just capture this image from the Alliance of British Taxpayers Alliance or whatever, and explain it to you. So wait a minute, let's capture this. There you go, that's captured. So here we've got original price of fuel is 39.18 pence per litre. Then you pay a duty of 57.95p, and then VAT of 19.43p. Now they say that's a tax of 80%, but it's 80% of the whole of the end value, that the end amount that you pay. Yeah. So let's say you work that out as though you're working out VAT. And as an example, here's something I might purchase off Overclock as a mouse. The original cost of it before the VAT is £69.74. You add 20, let's get the calculator out here. So you go 69.74, and then you add 20%, which is £13.94.8 whatever. So, and then you get like, you know, £83.68.8 or 69 because I rounded up to the next penny. Right, so that's how they work out VAT. That's 20% of the original value, you know, what you would have paid before tax. Now let's say we were to do the same with fuel. And how do you work that out? Well, you've got 39.18 pence. Now if it was just a 20% tax on petrol, how would that work out? Well, let's get our calculator out again. So if we go 39.18 plus 20% is, so a 20% tax on your petrol, or VAT on the original cost of your petrol, would give you an end amount to pay of 47 pence. So you're not really paying like 20% of tax on your petrol. Now some people say you're paying 66.4%. So let's try that out. We'll go 39.18 plus 66.4%. Press the percent button. And what you get then is 65.19 pence overall. Now let's say you were going to pay the VAT on the 66.4% total tax that they're saying in this picture, but you're not really paying that, you're paying a lot more than that. But let's say you were going to pay your VAT on that now as well. So I'm now going to add plus 20%. So if you were to believe how people are saying that you only pay 66.4% tax on your fuel, and that the original value of your fuel, and then 20% VAT on that, you should only be paying, we should only currently be paying 78.23p per litre. And this is the scam they're pulling on you to make you think that you're paying less tax than you are. You're really paying nearly 200% tax. Now imagine that suddenly, you know, a government was to put a 200% tax on bread, milk, chocolate, tea, coffee. There would be riots in the street, wouldn't there? There would be riots. But they've been pulling this con trick on us with fuel for decades now. Multiple governments, multiple parties have been pulling this con trick on us for decades. Now, here's how you work out the real amount of tax you're paying on your fuel. So it says there the overall price is 116 pence per litre at that we're paying at the moment. It's a little bit more than that, so let's just get 39.18 plus the 57.95 plus the 19.43. So we're paying 116.56. Now, how do you work out what you're really paying in tax? This is the overall tax, including VAT and everything. The overall tax you're paying on fuel. It's quite simple. All you do is you take that end figure, 116.56, and you divide it by the original price of the petrol before there's any tax put on it, which is 39.18. And that gives you a figure of 2.97. Now what that means is 39.18 goes into 116.5 whatever it was, 56, 2.97 times. So that means you're paying the original price of the petrol and then almost another 2 times the original price of the petrol in tax. So what does that mean if you were to work it out like the VAT on this? Now imagine I was to pay 2.97 times the original price of my mouse. So I was going to be paying that amount of tax on my mouse. So that I was thinking of ordering here. So we'll get rid of the 2.97 there for a second, just get rid of that. So we're going to go 69.74 times 2.79? Oh, I forgot now. 79 I think it was. I think I've written it down here somewhere. 2.97, yeah, there you go, 2.97. We'll just so we'll do that again, actually. Do that one more time. Yeah, get rid of that. Where's the mouse gone? So we've got 69.74 times 2.97. So if I was to be paying the tax the same way on my mouse as I was paying on the petrol, the mouse would cost me £207. Yes. And just to see how many, so basically I paid the £69.74. Yeah, it's almost right, but you get what I'm saying. You're paying almost twice as much as the original price, plus you're paying the actual price of the mouse, then you're paying the price of the mouse again, and then almost the price of the mouse another time, which equals a almost 200% tax. And that's how you work out the real amount of tax you're paying. And the question is, they've been pulling this scam on us for years, so why aren't you all out on the streets riding? And you know one thing, it's not just Britain that does this. I've travelled around the world, I've travelled already around mainland Europe and that, and the fuel isn't really that much cheaper there either, and they are paying roughly the same amount of what they call EU type of fuel duty on that as well. But now what I want to see is something along the lines of this. I don't mind paying maybe a 50% tax on my fuel, a 50% tax on the value of it, because that would, you know, you can, I think anything over 50% tax on anything is not justified. It doesn't matter what your political motivations are, saving the planet from carbon dioxide or whatever. More than 50% tax is becoming a bit tyrannical, I think. So a 50% tax and then maybe there's a VAT on it. I think that's reasonable. That's about as far as a politician should be able to push a tax. 50%, no more. So let's go 39.18 plus 50%. Press the percent button. 19.5. So before that, the fuel should be 58.77 pence a litre. Then I'll pay, yeah, okay, I'll pay the VAT on that as well. I think that's pushing the extremities of what they should really be charging us, but you know, I'll pay the VAT on that as well. So the fuel duty should only be 50%. It shouldn't be what it is now, should it? 50% of the price of the fuel. That's fair. That's more than adequate to save the planet. Okay, so we'll add another 20% of that. So that's what I would like to see. The real cost of fuel at the petrol pump should be 70.52 pence per litre. That's more than fair. That's a real rate of 50% on the original price of the fuel, plus your VAT on top of that. That's what it should be. Now, why have people accepted this con for years? I don't know. I think it's just the media has brainwashed people to think that they're not actually paying 200%, they're paying 60, 80. And I've never really seen any other tax worked out on the, the total amount of tax you're paying out of the whole cost of the thing. I mean, if we worked out VAT like that, I mean, I don't know, let's try and work out how much, the total amount of tax on the end amount you're paying on this. Let's just try and work it out here. I'm trying to think of a way to work it out, but let's see, 83.69 divided by 100. I don't know if this is the right way to work it out, but there you go. So if I was to times that by 13.95, possibly 13.95, yeah, I don't know if that's right or not, but that to me seems that if you worked out the VAT on that mouse the same way that everyone is working out the the fuel duty tax and everything at the moment, I wouldn't be paying 20% VAT. I'd be paying like 11.67% VAT if you worked it out on the end value. So it's kind of, they've swapped the whole thing around just with fuel duty. The way that the way they tell you how much percentage of tax you're paying, they've just like flipped it heads to tails to make, and did some clever propaganda and fiddling with numbers and things, and then pushed it out there into the narrative that you're paying less tax than you are. But yeah, you're paying more than twice now, including VAT. You're paying I'd say nearly twice 39. Well, let's just work it out again. How many times does 39.18 go into 116.97? So you go 116. Was it 97? I think it was, wasn't it? 56. 116.56. How many times does 39.18, the original price of the fuel, go into that? Divided by 39.18. Yep, 2.97 times. So yeah, it's nearly twice the price of the original fuel. That's including VAT obviously, but that's just a clever contract to make you think you're paying less than you are. But the overall tax is nearly twice as much. It's like, here's my remote control and I have to pay the price to buy this remote control. I have to pay its real value 2 times, which is 200% tax. And thus concludes your lesson for today. Bye now.